Man, it must be really, really tough being an Arizona Coyotes fan. And I say that with the utmost respect in here. I know the title, the video, thumbnail, and all that stuff might be a little bit in your face, but hey, at the end of the day, I'm talking about the Coyotes here because I feel kind of bad for the fans, not for the team. Oh no, screw the team. You guys are in this position because of the decisions you made. But I'm kind of saying that the fans don't deserve this. So, the Arizona Coyotes were heading into this 2021 season in a position where they pretty much just needed to win. You know, in order to actually give their fans something to cheer about, they needed to win. Win hockey games, find a way to get into the playoffs, and do all this stuff. Because all the shenanigans of what happened in the previous offseason, several draft picks getting taken away, others getting forfeited, illegal testing of players, and not paying your employees who work in the arena. Yeah, that kind of stuff, that sucks. Really bad stuff over there for the Arizona Coyotes, and we had a whole bunch of videos documenting everything that was going down. The illegal testing, the forfeited draft picks, the forfeited player that they used one of those draft picks to select. That pick is gone. And so now the Arizona Coyotes, when they found themselves thrusted into that playoff hunt, into what would have been the final spot in the playoffs in the Western Division, when you see a team that's out there losing 8 out of their last 10, they've now dropped to 5th in the division. They have 47 points, 1 behind St. Louis with 3 more games played. You take a look at how exactly this team has been performing and you say, man, it's looking a lot less likely now that the Arizona Coyotes are going to find themselves in the playoffs. And sure, you take a look at who's performing well in this squad. Phil Kessel is an absolute beast. He's really found a way to shut up all the haters that were talking about how bad this guy was earlier on this season. I mean, he had 38 points in 70 games last year. He's at 37 in 49 this year. And with more goals as well. He'll probably hit 20. Good for him. I mean, he's got like 7 games to do that, to get 3 more. I think he'll probably do it, right? But he's been okay. Chychrun's been alright. Some of the other guys, I've always been a fan of Clayton Keller and Connor Garland as well, but at the end of the day, the Arizona Coyotes are in a much lower standing towards probably making the playoffs than they were before. And so now, when you take a look at the Arizona Coyotes and their fans, it's like, okay, now that we're not winning anymore, we've lost 8 out of our last 10, what is there to focus on if you're an Arizona Coyotes fan, huh? The draft, right? Yeah, probably the draft would be your default answer, because when you have a hockey team that is out of playoff contention, all of a sudden every year, their fan base is, oh, tank for Lafreniere, lose for Hughes. What's the other one that people had? Fallen for Dahlin? Yeah, that one didn't make any sense, because it's not Dahlin, it's Dahlin. I-N in Swedish is in and not N. That's why you say Henrik and Daniel Sedin, not Henrik and Daniel Sedin. So, under normal circumstances, a hockey team and its fan base would normally turn to the draft once they start losing their playoff contention. But for the Arizona Coyotes, we already know that that is not an option, because they had their draft picks forfeited when John Chayka did that illegal testing of prospects all those months ago. And now, if we have a position where the Arizona Coyotes legitimately don't make the playoffs and find themselves in one of these lottery scenarios, we had ourselves word from the TSN insiders as to what exactly would happen if Arizona won the lottery. And I say this right here, because they said this, I believe in my heart, 110%, that yes, Arizona will win the draft lottery this year, and no, it's not going to be because of Taylor Hall. So, this is the Pro Hockey Rumours Snapshots article where they talk about it. I'll leave a link in the description to this, as well as the video link, the insider trading segment, where Frank Saravalli lays this out. With the Arizona Coyotes forfeiting their first-round pick this season as a result of last year's fitness testing violation, and with the fact that they're currently not in a playoff spot, it had the potential to affect the June 2nd NHL Draft Lottery. However, TSN's Frank Saravalli reports in the insider trading segment that the NHL will not do what is a redistribution of odds if Arizona's pick winds up in the lottery. Instead, they'll keep them as they normally are, and simply redraw if Arizona's number combination is drawn. As a reminder, Seattle will have the 3rd highest odds for those proceedings. That's funny. That is really, really funny. The fact that the NHL, a league that has been known for its crazy draft rules, how we have X amount of teams in the lottery and the percentages are this, and we have a 1st and a 2nd and a 3rd overall lottery done with individual percentages for each of these lotteries. And then last year we had this crazy process where it was 7 full-fledged NHL teams fighting it out with hypothetical teams that existed within the abstract that were represented by the play-in series losers to be. And we had this entire thing where Alexis Lafreniere went to a play-in loser and he went to New York because they had to do a second draft lottery. The fact that this crazy league, the league that is so complicated and so difficult to understand at face value, is going out there and just doing a normal, regular draft, should the Arizona Coyotes be included in that, and just saying, yeah, okay, if we get Arizona, we'll just do it again. You know, like, I would have expected, if you asked me, like, a week ago, oh, if Arizona's in the lottery and they don't have this pick, I would have been like, okay, the NHL's probably going to go do some mathematical hocus-pocus to try to work around a thing to reduce the odds of Arizona to virtually 0% and give the rest of the odds to all the other teams remaining weighted based off of who finishes worst in the standings. Like, that's kind of what I would think, because the NHL is so mathematical in their draft lottery process, but now it's like, nope, we're not going to do it. We're just going to do a redraft if we get Arizona, because these are the guys that we don't want to win this pick. What if Arizona wins the draft lottery, and then they do a redraft, and then they win it again? How exactly are you going to go about doing that? And honestly, when you think about the redraft of the Arizona system, I could only see the entire process of doing a redraft necessary just so you can get a winner. Because with Arizona and forfeited picks in the draft, normally you don't have the pick given to any other team. You just have the pick on your draft board and you leave it empty. We've seen NHL draft rounds before have 30 or 31 full picks, but only 29 teams actually make a selection because one of the picks was forfeited or whatever. So I think if you have a system where Arizona wins the lottery and they do a redraft, you're only doing it firstly because you want a lottery-given winner, and secondly, you want that formality of having a first overall pick that actually gets awarded. Imagine having an Arizona team drafting first overall, only to hear on the broadcast later in the program, okay, Arizona will not pick anybody for their first overall pick because they forfeited the selection. Buffalo, you're on the clock. And Buffalo eventually picks the first guy in the draft, second overall technically, because Arizona did not pick anybody. Like, that's kind of what the league wants to avoid. I get that they don't want a draft that doesn't have a first overall pick. It's a lot easier for Arizona to forfeit what would be like, I don't know, 13th overall rather than first overall. And so this is why I talk about the fans here, man. This is what I've been saying ever since the offseason last year. Arizona fans do not deserve this. All the controversy of this hockey team, drafting racist bullies and illegally testing prospects and not paying their staff and having all this weird stuff go on where you're lowballing your own superstar in Taylor Hall, something like that. Yeah, crazy stuff right here. And what do you have to show for it? You have a team that has been played into a hole because you don't have any more prospects, you don't have any more picks. You have to go out there and win to give your fans something to be happy about. And now you're 2-8-0 in your last 10. You're falling out of that last playoff spot. You have fewer points than the Blues, and you have more games played. You have 7 games left to get 14 potential points, but the Blues have 10 games left, and they're already ahead of you guys. So, for the Arizona Coyotes fan out there watching this video, I feel bad. I honestly do. You guys don't deserve this, because now, even if you guys lose and you end up losing out, you can't even be excited for the draft lottery, because if you win, they're going to do it again. So, Arizona, man, sucks. Really does suck. I feel for you, bro. I feel for you. Talk to me in the comments what you thought about this video topic. I know I was kind of mean in the thumbnail and the title, because I kind of had to do that to get people to click on this video, but like, come on, it's sad, isn't it? It's regretful to see something like this happen to a fan base. And I don't want to see anybody in the comments going out there and saying, oh, but like, how many fans exist in Arizona anyway? Like 3? Come on, that's kind of low-hanging fruit now, isn't it? The Arizona Coyotes fan base, I think, is dealing with a lot already, so I kind of want to use this opportunity to be a little bit more nicer than mean. So talk to me in the comments what you thought about this video idea over here, the fact that they're going to redo the draft lottery if Arizona wins. I hope you enjoyed this, which I chose 99, and bye.